Oh my goodness. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. It is. Oh, that's really bright right there. I did not notice it. It is January 1st, 2000, 2020, 2020. I got confused for a second. And my glasses are just so glary. I wish I can't see without them really well. So I keep them on. Welcome. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to the Wednesday Wisdom Live Show. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. Let's make this life, this year, this life grand, extraordinary, beautiful life. I think that's Jen. Hi, Jen. Yes. Hi. She finally figured out how to get here. My website, Hello Extraordinary Life. Go there on the landing page. There is a free ebook, 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. It's an amazing guide, simple tools to implement and use daily. It takes practice. Everything that we do here in this human experience takes practice. And that's what I want to talk about today. It's a brand new year. It's a big deal to many people. My husband said earlier, it's just another day. And in essence, it is. In our spiritual practice, our New Year's would be in June. So this calendar year, it's powerful nonetheless. I just want to acknowledge that because so many of us set New Year's resolutions or goals or things that we want to accomplish. And it's coming into winter. So I just find that the time that we take a moment to reflect on the year before and take stock of what was working, what wasn't working, what worked really well, and carry forward with that or let go of what isn't working. Hi, Lisa. And do it powerfully. Do it powerfully. So today, though, I wanted to talk about, which I'm super excited. I've been reading this book and I've been practicing. I have a coach. I coach people and I have a coach because that keeps me moving forward too. And moving into things that I need some help with or I don't know about yet and I'm learning. So I have a coach and I get to coach others and help them do the same thing. So super cool. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for the emojis. Is that what you call them? The hearts. I am grateful you are all here. Grateful you're here. Yes. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Today, I wanted to I don't want to say anything. I want to talk about goodbye to the story. And I got a note from someone about the stories that help people relate. And the stories, I love stories. And I'm learning how to be a really great storyteller. The stories I am talking about now is the stories we tell ourselves. When I'm sharing a story about my life and I have no charge left around it, it's because it's healed, right? So when I share that and there's no charge, there's no real emotion about it, it can be, either way can be very powerful. But what it means is there's no energy left behind it. And it's simply a story today. That doesn't mean I don't have any of those, because I do. I still have some stories that still trigger me and still bring up some emotion. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how do we say goodbye to our story? How do we move through the story without the charge, because that's what tells us there's something going on. So everything is energy, and our stories carry an energy. And when we keep repeating the story about ourselves, about our life, about our wounds, our injuries, or whatever it is, we keep it going. We keep the energy generated around that story. And I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Emotions equal energy and motion. So our stories are based in our emotions. Energy and motion. So whatever we're telling, whatever we're making up or making it mean, we're meaning-making machines, whatever we make it mean, we keep generating the story. It becomes our identity. We keep living in it. What happens is now it gets stuck in our body. The energy gets stuck in our body. It makes us sick. It starts to create dysfunction in our world, because everything is energy. Every single thing in our world, in our life, our body is energy. If we can move beyond the story get to the energy where it's stuck in our body. And that's what I'm going to teach you today, is paying attention. Where is it showing up? How do you breathe through it? So that we can clear it without having to continue with the charge of it. So the emotions, the stories, the charge, just like a GPS. It's telling us where we have a disruption in the flow of our energy. And the more we clear that energy, and hi, Charlie, and the more we get grounded in our soul, the less those stories have an impact in our life, energetically speaking. We all love to tell our stories. Happy New Year, Charlie. We all love to tell our stories. We love, love, love to tell our stories. I do too. Now, when I'm telling you a story and I'm getting really emotional and upset and charged, and I still have some anger about it, that's a clue. Hello, wake up. It's a clue for me to become mindful and aware that that's where there's a disruption in my energy field. Okay, so this is the key for you. Pay attention. What is charged? What's the story that you keep telling? How is it showing up in your body? What's happening in your world? Because it's just that reflection, right? Here's hold up the mirror. It's just reflecting back to us what we're putting out based on our emotions. Feelings are the feelings we have in our body, the sensation. Sensation in our body. That's the feeling. That's the gut feeling. The story is based on emotion. Intuition is based on that gut feeling. You get that? Can I see here? Any comments? Let me see if I can find my live video on my own page. Nope. Hopefully they'll show up on the screen there. I'm on my phone. Yes, okay, she's, okay, I have to put glasses. I get sick after every Christmas. Aha, yes, I must be still experiencing charge about it, even though I've attempted to cut old strengths. Yes, right? Okay, let me just take that right there. We get sick. We get sick after. Some people do that. I get sick every winter. I have asthma every winter. I have something every whatever. I get a cold 3 times a year. So we're just generating the story and manifesting it. That's all. That's it. If we can stop, so this is where the awareness is. Listen to yourself. Mindfulness means paying attention, becoming consciously aware of the story that we keep telling. And if we get sick every Christmas, after every Christmas, there's obviously something still in your space, in your energy, that needs some clearing. That's all it's telling you. So it's important to simply notice it's a sensation. We call it sick, right? So here's another thing for you to do is stop labeling anything. Shift it to, it's a story. It's not a story. Sorry. Scratch that. It's a sensation. What's the sensation? Don't label it. Don't name it. Don't call it anything. What is the sensation in my body? Where is it showing up? You're sick after every Christmas. If you have stomach issues, if you have sinus issues. So these are some pretty common things. And some people that I know carry these symptomatic things when stress hits their world. If you can just stop labeling it anything. And I'm learning this one too. Stop labeling it. Stop calling it IBS. Stop calling it sinus infection. Stop calling it grief or sadness or loneliness. Just stop calling it anything. Even the emotion, right? Because every time, the minute we label it, we're in the emotion and we're in the story. In that second. So this is where we get to become more aware and more conscious of our language, of our story, of the symptoms and the sensation, right? If it's energy, it's simply a sensation in our body that's showing up. That's all. To tell us there's a gap. There's a gap in our flow of energy. Period. And this is where we tap in. So first of all, it's just making note of it, of being aware, right? So be aware of what are you saying about it? What are you calling it? And stop doing that. Take it to the body. Where is it showing up in the body? Is it showing up here on my shoulder? Is it showing up here on my chest? Is it showing up in my leg or my knee? It's showing somewhere, because that's where we've stored it. We've stored the energy. That's the disruption in that flow. Yesterday I hugged someone and I left there and I felt this pressure here, and I felt heavy in my chest. You know, that heart chakra. And I thought, wow, what happened there? What did I pick up? Right? Here's my story. What did I pick up from her when I hugged her? Instead of, oh, I'm having the sensation, it's heavy. The next step, wherever you notice it, notice the sensation. Maybe it has a message for you. Maybe it's telling you something. Tap into that. Meditate with it. Be quiet with it. Notice it. Acknowledge it's there. Oh, my elbow hurts. I get elbow pain sometimes. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to acknowledge that. My elbow is telling me something. Maybe I'm resisting something, or maybe it's just the disruption in the flow of my energy. But it's usually connected to something. Now breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Start the breathing. Breathe. Pull in from here. Breathe all the way through your body and out through your feet. So you're breathing and you're gathering energy from the cosmos, from the universe, and into the earth. Then on the exhale, you're breathing through here and out through the feet into the earth. Next inhale, bring it up through the earth, up through the feet, up through the groin area, your root chakra, and all the way up through the line of chakras, all the way up, out through the universe, out through the head again. So do that 2 times. The next time, you're going to gather the breath and you're going to pull the breath into the area. If it's my elbow, if it's my heart, if it's my knee, pull it into that area and gather it with you and let it exhale out through the earth. And do it until it feels different. Keep doing that breathing until it feels different. Just gather it. Just call it a sensation. Well, I'm having this something going on. I have a sensation here. I have an experience right here. And then breathe. It's all about the breathing. I don't have to label it. I don't have to name it. I don't have to claim it. I don't have to do anything with it. Simply notice where it's showing up in your body. Notice the stories that you tell yourself over and over and over, and stop judging the judgment about your story. Right? It's simply a story. It's all we know. This is part of learning how to reprogram it and have it be simpler. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. This is effortless and easy. It requires some effort on our part to be mindful and aware and conscious. Pay attention. Check in. Take the eye into the body. Take the consciousness into the body. When you're triggered, when you find yourself telling the same story, when I have to go to work and I don't really want to, whatever it is. Where is it showing up in your body? And if it's not, simply breathe through it. If you don't find a place in your body, simply breathe into that emotion and allow it to move out. It's a whole lot simpler than trying to work through the emotions, which for most of my life, that's what I've done. Oh, let me figure out why it happened and how it happened, and let me go into all that. Now I can go, oh, I don't have to do this like this. I get to change my story, right? I get to change the story, and I get to breathe, and I get to become more aware, and I get to become mindful and pay attention to my body. Our body won't lie. If you walk into a room and you get this feeling, it won't lie to you. It's not lying. It's going to tell you the truth about, oh, there's something happening here. Oh, I don't want to be near this person, right? We've all had this experience. I need to just depart and go out the other door or to the other side of the room, whatever it is. Because our body tells us the truth. This is what makes up the stories. And this is what we begin to learn. And it takes it takes some effort, which is why I was just, when I was reading this, and I've known this my whole life, that we have the ability to heal. We have the ability to clear this energy. It's all energy. Every single thing. It's either heavy or it's light or some other frequency of energy, period. And we can learn how to breathe into that and allow it to clear out. So it's really coming behind, underneath the emotion and the story. Oh, there's my story. Oh, yep, there I go again, right? Kind of make it a game for yourself instead of I did it again. There I go again. Because, yeah, I know that one really well. And then it'll become more automatic every time we do it. It just starts to become more automatic. I don't have to dissect it. You don't have to dissect it. You don't have to figure it out. Just notice it. Notice when it's showing up. Sometimes we know what it is. Just consider for a moment something that a story that you've told yourself over and over and over. Just consider that. And as you're considering that, where is it showing up? Solar plexus. So breathe right in there. That solar plexus is our power center, right? It's right above the belly button. Breathe. Just breathe into it. Remember the breathing, you're going to breathe from the universe, through the crown, all the way through to the earth. The next breath, bring it up through the earth, out through the head. And as you do that, gather that solar plexus feeling, that energy where you got it, and just gather it. Just gather it in that breath and let it go out. It's that simple. It takes practice. This is the practice, right? It takes practice, and do it until it feels different. Do that breath work until it feels different. And it will clear. And then suddenly you'll realize that the things that charged you before are no longer a charge. Oh, when did that happen? Oh, I'm doing this work. I'm doing this breathing. I'm doing this exercise. And it's pretty simple. There's more details to some things about it, but this is the basics of it to begin, right? Notice the story. If you consider that story, where is it showing up in your body? Just feel it. Feel it in your body and do your breath work. And it's the I that we take inside, right? We just take our consciousness inside our body to see where it's showing up, no matter what it is. What time am I at? Because one more thing I want to talk about, if I have enough time, I do. One more thing I want to talk about is the story of, that we get into the story of wanting an experience. I was just reading something about this. And so we want to have an experience. So that's the energy of wanting, which is here. So it's a lower energy of wanting. When we have it, what does that feel like? Because that raises the bar, raises a different frequency. If we always want something, we generate the feeling of wanting and the energy of wanting. And we always want. When we visualize and imagine the having, we change our energy to having it. And then we bring it in. This is how we begin to learn. So the more we clear, stop telling our story, change the story from wanting to having. I want good health, right? So what does it feel like when you have good health? Two same, they both apply, but they're a little bit different. So one is when you're paying attention to being triggered, but the other one is paying attention to your story that you keep telling. I want good health. I get sick every year after Christmas. I want a relationship. I want to, whatever it is, contract with, somebody already got the contract, with Nordstrom's, for his cookies. If you haven't tried them yet, Serenity cookies. Amazing, amazing cookies. My favorite was the Snickerdoodle with peanut butter. The bomb. Okay, so back to my little side note there, because they were just amazing. When we want it, we keep wanting it. Change the story from wanting to having, and imagine what it feels like to have. Whatever the having is, what makes your heart sing? You're welcome. What resonates deep in your bones and your soul? What makes you feel joyful and happy? What makes you feel love and so expansive and so big? And instead of just wanting that, imagine you have it already. And you imagine that you have it already, you're aligned in the energy of having it instead of just wanting it. So Jen talked about the being sick. And I know a couple other people who have just a lot of us have the health issues, just the chronic health issues. I had sinus issues for I can't tell you how long. Very long time. Sinusitis. Every year I have sinusitis. First of all, I stopped taking antibiotics. And then I started imagining that I have really good health. And I started treating it naturally. And I stopped being, sinuses are always about irritation, right? We're irritated with life. Itis, anything itis. Any irritation is irritation with life. So I got to stop being irritated, stop telling the story of I'm irritated about life, and step into the health of it and enjoying it and breathing it, right? Often part of my stories about how my symptoms are indicative of this, which tells me where I'm out of balance, tells me where the gap is in my energy. But I don't have to do that. I simply have to feel into that energy. So that's my invitation to you, is to go to the body. Where is it showing up? Breathing through it. And then shifting from the wanting to having. Imagining that you have it already. And generate those feelings. Not the emotion, the feeling. What does it feel like in the body when you have really amazing health? What does it feel like when you're in love? What does it feel like when your bowels are functioning normally? What does it feel like when you're selling cookies at Nordstrom's and wanting to be bigger than that, right? There's the wanting part. What does it feel like when you have it? And experience that as if it's happening right now. And then it will. Because then we get on that wavelength of the having instead of the wanting. You move from sickness to health, or aches and pains, or exhaustion, or whatever those things are that we carry with us, because our energy is disrupted. And when it's disrupted, it starts to manifest in our life. So it's all energy, right? Everything's energy. So it starts in our energetic field first. So when we get really good at managing the energy in our body, we'll start to notice it in our field before it ever comes into our space in our body. That's the beauty of it. Because it happens out energetically, and then the more we tell the story, you get the gist. You get it. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. I love this topic. I'm going to probably talk more about it and go deeper in and help us all to live really amazing, extraordinary lives. That's my vision for all of us in this. And so, thanks, Jen. I'm not sure of the date exactly. I think it's going to be the 18th-ish, January 2020. I got on our calendar here. 18, 19, somewhere in there. I'm going to do the 4-week free. It'll be on Facebook. I'll create a group for it. It's Being Authentic. That was the title that came through in my meditation. And I don't have all the details. I just know somewhere in the middle of January. So that'll give me time to let everybody know. Free course. The investment would be if you want to keep the recordings. Then you can buy the recordings and then have them for future. That'll be your investment. But otherwise, it's totally free and you can come and join. And so stay tuned for that. I'll reveal more as I get more of the clarity about what it's going to look like. And you have an idea of the date now too. So it'll be 4 consecutive weeks. All right, everybody, have a great, happy New Year, great day. And I will talk to you all next week.